All right, here we go. Trey Turner's digging in. It'll be Turner, Schwarber, and Harper. First pitch is brought to you by Audi. And here it comes. And we're underway. It's a swing and a miss and a four-seamer at 94 miles an hour.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that they're swinging early. The last time he pitched in AAA, he was getting lit up on that very first pitch almost every time.
Back toward the middle for Turner on one hop. It's fielded by Cronenworth, and his throw to first is in time. And one away here in the first inning. That's a pretty good play. Wasn't hit as hard as it seemed. It went toward the end of the bat a little bit.
Yeah.
Time for a giant home run replay. Schwarber. Little Oppo.
That's a beautiful swing, and it's not easy to go Oppo over there in Oracle Park, but he can do it anywhere. And that is your giant home run replay of the evening.
Yeah, Kyle has hit in 6 consecutive games. He's finishing up the first half strong. He'll be representing the National League in this year's All-Star game. It's the 3rd time he's been selected. And he takes strike 1.
At 4 for 13 on the road trip so far with a couple home runs and 5 RBI.
No balls, 1 strike. And spun back. Boy, he got a really good swing at that one. Ooh. Lifetime, he has 16 home runs against the Padres. That one just missed off the outside corner. It's not a bad slider. Bergert was hit with that line drive back on the 24th of June. Swinging at this. He got Schwarber with a high fastball. 2 outs.
He really must have some deception with that fastball up in the zone. Got a little life, stays up there. Pretty good spin rate. He rushes it past Kyle and over his barrel.
Well, now Bryce Harper, who was 4 for 6 in Wednesday's finale against the Giants, and had 4 extra base hits for the first time in his career. It was his 16th multi-hit game of the season. And he takes a breaking ball just a bit low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. He also has 16 career home runs against the Padres. Overall, Harper with 10 home runs and 35 runs batted in. Opposite way.
We saw those numbers, 455 ahead in the count, and obviously well under 200 when he's behind in the count. And that was what he talked about, was making sure that he's swinging at pitches that are over the plate.
And a strike 3 call right down the chute. 2nd strikeout in a row for Berger. Phillies go down in order here in the first inning. Which is 19th worst in all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it's really hard to believe. But his dad is in town, I understand. And his
really?
dad is one of his hitting coaches, and I think he's started to pick it up a little bit since his dad's in town. It kind of kicked him in the butt a little bit.
Well, he's hit in 3 straight games, and he takes inside 2-0. Rangers' first couple pitches, 91, not too shabby. And here's his stats for the season: 7-2 with a 1.99 ERA. 3-0. Well, that's very un-Ranger-like.
Yeah, it is. And he's thrown very well here. And overall against San Diego has been excellent.
Yeah, including his playoff games against the Padres. 3-0 with a 2.23 ERA. 3-1.
There's some quality numbers there with that 0.85 whip in those 9 games he's pitched, 4 of them in relief.
Yeah, those numbers I gave you were as a starter.
Yep.
But in relief, I mean, he had one of the biggest outs this Phillies franchise has had in recent years, getting the final out in the National League Championship a couple of years ago. 3-2. Outside, ball 4. With a leadoff walk. And it brings Luis Arraez to the plate.
And that is something that he has not done very much of. Not a whole lot of free passes, and he's been really excellent with his overall command.
Arraez hitting .285. And he shows bunt. He offered at it. He's got 10 hits on this homestand, so he's starting to heat up a little bit, too.
There's a couple of guys that have heated up. Machado's been pretty good pretty much all season long. And then you'll have Gavin Sheets, who's pretty good against left-handers as well.
He bunts at it again and missed it. It's
curious. Very curious, because he's 3 for 7 against him lifetime. It's not like he hasn't had some success against Ranger. Maybe he's just trying to move him along for Manny. Trying to get an early lead.
Well, they've only scored 46 runs in the first inning of games this year. And to put that in perspective, the Phillies have scored 62. Pretty wide difference. Phillies have held Arraez in check aside from the cycle. That was a couple of years ago. But the last 2 seasons, he's 4 for 24 against them.
Yeah, it's so important to try to get a ground ball. He doesn't run all that well. Love to see him get your patented ground ball from Ranger Suarez, a little sinker. Maybe you can hook one to Bryson Stott.
Swing and a miss. He's saying he fouled it into the dirt, but the home plate umpire, Mick Marley, says no. One away here in the first.
Well, Rye's one of those guys that actually has more walks and strikeouts, and you rarely see that, but a heck of a changeup here from Ranger Suarez. It sort of cuts a little bit.
Yeah, he's one of 5 players in the big leagues to have more walks than strikeouts. Yep. Now Manny Machado, who's 3 for 12 against the Diamondbacks. That's the series that the Padres just finished. It was a 4-game set that wrapped up last night. Off the end of the bat, foul, 0-2.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a mixed bag of late for the Padres. While they are 7 games over 500 right now, they've sort of split everything the last 10 games or so. Just 5-5 in their last 10. That's sort of how they've been going. Win one, lose one.
A bit outside, 1-2. Padres began the season 14-3. They were a big story after the first 2.5 weeks of the season. Runner goes. Pitch bounced on the ground to third. Bohm has it. Tatis thought about going to third. And the putout goes 5-3, and there are 2 outs.
Manny wasn't moving too good down the line there, I don't think, Tom.
No. Time now for our stats with Lowe's on Ranger Suarez. And we talk about his road starts. I mean, everything he's done is excellent, but his ERA is just a hair over 1 on the road.
Yeah, really bearing down, and I mean, the supreme numbers there is the .85 whip, and, you know, the ratio between strikeouts to walks, just amazing.
Gavin Sheets takes strike 1. Sheets overall hitting .269. Off the hand, slowly to first. Harper has it, shovels it to Sanchez. Inning is over. 3-1 on the putout. No runs, no hits, and a man. Second in this inning against Ryan Bergert. Alec Bohm skies the first pitch to center. Not that deep. Merrill's in. And 1 out here in the second. And here is Castellanos. Nick had 4 hits in the Giants series. 2 for 10 earlier against the Padres. 2 of those hits came in Wednesday's game. Everybody hit in Wednesday's game, but he now has 25 multi-hit games, which is a pretty good number at the All-Star break.
He's been one of the most consistent offensive performers. I mean, he hasn't been super streaky as he has in the past. I mean, I looked at some of the numbers from that series, and they're actually pretty good. I mean, they're obviously skewed by those 13 runs on the last game.
Yeah, everybody had something.
Everybody hits woohoo.
That's right.
At least that day they did.
That foul ball went over the head of where Garrett Stubbs' season tickets are, his family's season tickets are. I don't think the Stubbs are here. There's somebody in their seats, but I don't think they're here. And it's 1-2.
Sounds like Otto Kemp was the one who has the MVP for all the fans and all the tickets.
Yeah, Otto is not in the lineup tonight, but he said for the weekend, he's got about a little more than 500 people that are going to come see him play.
500.
Yeah.
That's got to be close to a record, no?
Fly ball, center field, hit well. Merrill's going back. He's robbed a couple these last several weeks. He jumps and he can't rob that one. Solo home run for Castellanos. And the Phillies take a 1-0 lead here in the second. And just listen, the amount of Philly fans that are here.
They were all over the place here in San Diego the last couple days and showing their support as always. I mean, Cassie jumps all over this. This is a little slider that stays right in the middle of the plate, and he crushes it. Nice backspin to the swing, good balance. Fills up 1-0.
Well, here's Max Kepler. Kepler is one of the two players that Merrill has robbed of a home run in the last 2 weeks. And he thought about that one. It was just hit a little too far from Castellanos.
It's hard to imagine that Merrill was really just an infielder. I mean, he was a great athlete, but he's learning how to do that position as well as anybody, and doing it like he's been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah, he robbed Kepler at home last time the Padres and the Phillies met. And then earlier this week, he robbed Corbin Carroll of the Diamondbacks on a very similar play. Outside, 3-1.
Yeah, well, he's super athletic, and you can see how he lines up to get ready to steal those by checking the wall, checking the ball, and then making his adjustment to it.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Swinging a foul. And by the way, just to keep up with milestone watch, that RBI for Castellanos was his 899th of his career. So he picked up his 1700th hit in the San Francisco series, and now on the doorstep of his 900th RBI. I say that more as a reminder for me than anything else.
When it happens?
When it happens.
I'm sure you won't miss it. Don't rely on me to pick it up.
3-2. And that just missed. Ball 4. And it brings JT Realmuto to the plate. As players head to Atlanta, the Phillies are gearing up to officially celebrate Philadelphia as the next host of the Midsummer Classic. Join Philadelphia's 2026 All-Star Declaration at noon on Friday, July 18th at Dilworth Park. The free event will lead off and conclude with a performance by The Roots, and will have appearances from Phil's alums and the Fanatic. The New Era Phillies team store will offer 2026 All-Star merchandise starting at 12:30 on Friday. Be a lot of Phil's alums that'll be there. Ryan Howard will be there. Mike Schmidt.
So Juan Samuel's going to be there. Sammy. Quite a few of them. It's going to be a heck of a time next year around this time.
Swing and a miss by JT. And that's the third strikeout for Berger.
Yeah, he went with the sweeper here. Pretty good one. JT just could not pick it up.
That's some good movement on it. And now Bryson Stott, who's hit in 3 straight.
Yeah, I'd love to see Bryson get things going. It's starting to use the top hand a little bit better and spreading out, going at times with that no stride. I think that's helped him a little bit.
And not that Kepler is a threat to run, but Bergert is really good holding runners.
Yeah, tough guy to run on. It's a guy you have to sort of swing the bat to be able to score some runs on him just because he doesn't beat himself. Pretty good athlete on the mound.
Right at the top of the zone, 2-1 is Stott.
Hey, how surprised were you to see the hit and runs the other day? A couple of hit and runs in that series.
So it seemed like it was because of Verlander, right?
I don't think there's any question about it, but the other team as well. I mean, the Giants did a hit and run or two, which was astonishing. I like that play, especially guys who make contact consistently. I wouldn't mind doing it with this guy. It's a little late now that he's in a 2-strike situation.
Yeah, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Stott, the number 8 batter. Swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts for Bergert. However, the Phillies strike first. Castellanos.
I say that's really quite clever, isn't it?
You know, they have one of the best rotations statistically in baseball overall at 3.24.
Man, how about Christopher Sanchez? He's really turned that around. Last year, he struggled a lot on the road, but this year, his numbers are really impeccable.
Xander Bogaerts takes a strike. He has 6 hits in his last 5 games. He has 5 hits against the Phils.
Well, he was red hot against the Phils. I mean, everything he touched on the barrel.
0-2. And by the way, Ruben mentioned Christopher Sanchez. You know, there's a lot of wonderment as to why he's not on the All-Star team. Once he didn't make it when the teams were selected, it came down to when he was going to pitch. So that's why he hasn't been named to the All-Star game, because he's pitching on Sunday. And unless his spot was moved, he wasn't going to be added because they just need people to pitch. That ball is knocked down by Bohm, and Bogaerts will have the first hit of the game for the Padres.
And he's just figuring out ways to get hits against the Phillies, whether it's soft or hard. He's somehow putting the ball in the right space. Just kind of reaches out and flicks it into that 6-hole. Valiant effort by Alec Bohm. Can't quite flag it down. It would have been tough to get him. But Bogaerts was running on that swing, and he's got pretty good speed still.
Here's Jackson Merrill. Suarez delivers, and Merrill bunts it up the first base line. Suarez has it, throws, and it's off the glove of Harper. Bogarts will go to third.
Yeah, I think the Phillies are looking for some sort of interference here with Jackson Merrill on that bunt. Really athletic play by Suarez, and I didn't think he had a chance to get him, but he spun really quickly, and he just threw this ball into the runner just enough to make it a real difficult play for Bryce Harper. There's just no way. I think it hit his hip. Little wire cam action on that.
One.
Now, was that ended up being a single and an error?
I think it's a sacrifice and then an E. I guess they'll give the error to to Suarez, excuse me. And Iglesias, the batter, foul back.
Yeah, but the numbers this guy's put together against Rangers, 6 for 8, hitting 750 against them.
Overall, he's hitting .229. Suarez ready. And he fights it off, and it's down the right field line. That's a fair ball. It's going to the corner. One run is in. Merrill's around third. He'll be held there. It'll be an RBI double for Iglesias, and the Padres have tied this game up at 1.
Well, they made some things happen. They got that first runner on and then bunted him over. Nice job by Merrill. And then, I mean, he was beaten by this pitch, but he flips it out down the right field line, and he seems to see the ball really well against Ranger Suarez. Nice job by Castellanos getting the ball in and not allowing that second run to score.
And now Jake Cronenworth will be the batter. So Suarez has to buckle down here. It's not often that he gives up a run and then also has this many in scoring position this early in the game. His last 5 games, Suarez has allowed 1 run or less.
Phillies playing with the infield back, playing it conservatively here because a base hit could bring 2 in. No reason to allow that to happen, and hopefully they can cut off at least one of these runs.
Second and third. Swing and miss. That is a great pitch by Suarez. Second strikeout.
Yeah, another lefty-lefty changeup, and that just dies at the end, and Cronenworth, no chance, swings over it. Big out.
And now Elias Diaz. And he hits that one back toward the middle. Gobbled up by Turner. A run will score. 6-3 on the putout. As we mentioned, it has been since the 7th of June that Suarez has allowed more than 1 run in a game.
And I do have to say that I'm glad that the Phillies were playing with the infield back there, because that ground ball probably would have gone into center field and created 2 runs. So nice job by Topper of making that decision.
Now Fernando Tatis.
I'm surprised that they're using the bunt against Suarez. As good as he is off the mound, I guess they don't feel real comfortable swinging the bat against him, perhaps. I don't know.
It's very strange.
Yeah, it's strange because he's really, really good off the mound.
Line drive out to right center field. On the run is Marsh. He's not going to get there. It'll be an RBI single for Tatis. It brings home Iglesias, and it's 3-1 Padres.
Now, this is a fastball that was supposed to be the inside part of the plate, and he leaves it out over the middle, and Tatis gets some extension and drives it in the right center. No way for Marsh to cut it off. You rarely see this many runs scored in an inning off a range. I don't think that's happened all year.
Yeah, part of it was Suarez's error, which was just his 4th error of his career.
Yeah. Wasn't an easy play, and it's a tough error because he was moving so hard to the line, but hey, that's part of the game.
Runner goes. Pitch high. Throw to second base on one hop. Off the glove of Turner. It scoots into right center field. It took a bad hop, and that'll be the 2nd error of the game for the Phillies. And it allows Tatis to go to 3rd.
Yeah, it really is a design play from JT Realmuto to throw this on one hop, and had Turner come up with this, he probably tags him out. I think he tried to be a little bit too quick with the tag. Not a great jump from Tatis, but with the catch and a tag right there, he probably gets him, but he never came up with the baseball.
1 ball and 1 strike. All right, so Suarez has given up 3 in this inning. Phillies have committed 2 errors. He's committed 1 of them. 1-2. The thing about it, too, you have the Suarez error, you have the JT error. The Phillies now have 34 errors this year. It's the fewest through their first 94 games. Since 1906, since that stat was kept in 1906.
Wow.
Alec Bohm throws across the diamond. Put out goes 5-3. But the Padres score 3 against Duck-D's. Purchase your tickets by going to Phillies.com. All right, Phillies off to play from behind. Of the 3 runs that Suarez allowed, only 1 was earned because of his error, and really because of his error, not JT's. JT's error, as it turned out, didn't matter. Here's Brendan Marsh. He has 3 hits on the road trip. 0-2.
And not only has he had 3 hits, but he also has been on base 5 times, which is huge for the 9-hole hitter to have them, be on base and roll that lineup over for the guys at the top of the lineup.
Well, how about hitting .342 in his last 26 games? And remember, the first 25 games he hit $180.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite the turnaround.
2-2.
Amazing a lineup where they're playing with Machado so far into that shortstop position. I mean, they're just daring him to sit back and just punch one down that line. That's a double if he hits it over there. Just a ground ball.
Yeah, you don't see many teams play Marsh this way.
Yeah.
3-2. Fouled off.
The Burgert only had 66 pitches in his last rehab start. I'm just kind of wondering how far he will go in this start, how stretched out he's going to be.
Fly ball right field. Tatis out there. It's going to take him to the track, and he makes the catch. Yeah, and couple that, Ruben, with the fact before he went on the IL, it was only a 3-inning outing. So he's been sort of limited.
No, I don't know if it's the greatest thing in the world to get into this bullpen because it's so good, but they have been used quite a bit lately. Got a lot of mileage on them.
Mm-hmm. Breaking ball down and away, 1-0. 90 pitches is his high for a game. Fly ball center field. Merrill's out there. He starts in. Now he goes over. And he puts it away. Time now for our Stump the Fans trivia question, brought to you by FanDuel Casino. All right, Ruben, which Phillies player holds the franchise record for fewest games to 30 home runs in a season? Schwarber, who has 29 home runs, is zeroing in on the most home runs before the All-Star break.
Well, my first thought is it's either Schmitty or Howard.
I think you're in the right neighborhood.
Hopefully I'm in the right neighborhood. Let me think about it. Both could be really streaky.
Yes.
And when I say streaky, I'm talking about hitting like 10 home runs in 12 days.
Speaking of the neighborhood, our buddy Danny O'Rourke, who grew up in the Lawncrest neighborhood in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
His best buddy's mom passed away. That ball was crushed deep to right field. That's way out of here. It's another long San Diego home run for Kyle Schwarber. His 30th home run of the year. And the Phillies are within one. It's 3-2.
Yeah, that was almost shades of that Yu Darvish home run he hit here in San Diego.
Sure was.
That was an absolute tracer. This one, not quite as far, but certainly well out of the ballpark. I mean, that short stroke is just so sweet.
425 on that one.
fastball right down the middle, four-seamer. He didn't get it up enough, and he paid for it. Another long one.
Well, here's Bryce Harper. He takes low. Well, anyway, that sort of plays into this.
Yeah.
Danny's buddy, Paul Rosher, his mom, Eleanor, passed away at the age of 93 the other day. She was a huge Phillies fan, and she loved this Philadelphia Phillies team, including Kyle Schwarber, who just launched that home run. Danny said that Eleanor used to feed him Ilio's pizza when he came home from school, elementary school. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the Rosher family. And Kyle Schwarber with his 30th home run. I'm sure everybody in the family would enjoy that, including Eleanor.
Pretty good timing on that home run, huh?
Oh, yeah. 1-1 to Harper. Swing and miss, 1-2.
Remember Elio's Pizza?
Oh,
man, I had a lot of that.
I think that was even kind of the pizza that they served in school for us for a few years.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. 1-2. Low.
I wonder if they still have it.
Oh, they still have it.
It's
yeah.
still, really? It's in existence? That was a go-to when, my mom always took care of us, but every once in a blue moon.
Yeah. 2-2. Swing and miss. Harper strikes out. Second time they've gotten Harper. 5 strikeouts for Bergert. But Kyle Schwarber has pulled the outside part of the plate, but home plate umpire did not give it to him. Machado grounded out to third his first time up.
You rarely see a Ranger working behind some of these hitters. He did not get that first pitch, but then he missed pretty well out on the next 2 pitches.
1 of 5 with 2,000 hits among active players. He's second to Trey Turner in hits this year in the National League. Paul Goldschmidt, 2,150 hits. Outside ball 4. Chado's He's now reached base safely in 68 of 94 games this year.
It's the third time in 3 innings that the leadoff man has gotten on for these guys, and that's a real rarity for a Ranger.
Strike one to Gavin Sheets. Off the hands, popped behind the mound. Turner's coming on, makes the catch. Thank goodness for a little extra speed from Trey Turner. Stream your fills when you're on the go with the NBC Sports app, presented by Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. And Alexander Bogaerts, who reached on the infield hit off the glove of Bohm.
Philly's got to figure out a way to get this guy out. He's had at least 6 hits or so against the Phils this season. It's a lot of knocks.
Yeah, $299 lifetime coming in against the Phillies. Grounded foul off the facing of the Phillies dugout in one of the more beautiful ballparks in Major League Baseball. They have one of the smallest blueprints of dugouts.
Yeah, they do.
In Major League Baseball.
Tiny.
It's wide, it's just not long.
I just had a shot of those two guys, both Bryce Harper and Manny Machado, both free agents at the same time. Boy, did they make some money, those two guys. Remember, there was a decision whether or not they should go for Manny Machado or Bryce.
There's a line drive base hit to left center field. Machado's on his way to third. The throw is going to be offline. It's going to allow Bogaerts to try for second, and he's out at second base. I didn't love the Marsh throw to third over the head of the cutoff man, but I certainly love Bohm coming up and getting that throw to then get him at second.
Yeah, Marsh had sort of a late break. He kind of broke back into the gap before going to the ball, and so he was late to get to the ball. He probably should have gone to second base, but super job by Alec Bohm of cutting it off and throwing to second base to get Bogaerts. Really astute play there by Alec, picking up his buddy.
Now Jackson Merrill.
The Ranger really trying to rush that sinker in on the left-handed hitters. He did it with Gavin Sheets twice and jammed him. Trying to do the same here with Jackson Merrill, who's finally got a base hit against the lefty. He hadn't had a lot of them. And he decided, you know what, maybe I'll just lay one down. But he didn't get the base hit. He got the sack. But he has really been struggling the past couple of weeks. Just hitting a $111 over the last 15 games coming into this game. And 6 for 54.
Fly ball center field, well hit. Marsh going back toward the track, backpedaling to the wall, and he makes the catch. He's now 0 for his last 18, but he put a charge in that one. They leave one at third.
super cities. Hope the Phillies can treat them to some W's.
Swing and a miss. He threw that same pitch basically. This time it was more of a strike late than its arrival. Out of play. Whereas the Phillies didn't have a whole lot of success and haven't had a whole lot of success at Oracle Park, they have had success here at Petco Park. In fact, they've won 11 of their last 15 here at Petco. Hit high, 3-2. It's amazing how you can be so different in one place compared to the other. And I know they're different ballparks, different elements. Swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts. Castellanos coming up. He launched a home run back in the second.
He picks on a little breaking ball that stays in the middle of the plate. Jackson Merrill with another valiant effort trying to steal one. He's already stolen one of them before, but gets this one over his glove.
Second home run for Casti against the Padres this year.
He's trying to hit another one,
He
Tom.
was.
One thing that Burgert has done, he's thrown a lot of borderline pitches, a lot of them out of the zone that the Phillies are swinging at, especially the slider away to right-handers. But he's also done that with his fastball up in the zone. He's been sort of chasing it. You see the four-seam 26 and 24. I mean, that's his bread and butter, and he's been keeping him off balance, basically, other than 2 home runs. That's the pitch they have to be disciplined on. I mean, he's been close with it, both with his slider and his fastball, but they got to get him on the plate.
2-2 is low, 3-2. I don't think Diaz liked that call at all.
He thought it was a strike. They may have clipped that lower quadrant.
It was close. Fourth full count for him tonight. Swing and a miss. 7 strikeout. He's 1 away from his high, which was on the 14th of June against Arizona.
Yeah, again, this is a fastball that's not in the strike zone. It's down, but he sinks it. Gets Castellanos to swing over it.
And now Kepler. Max fouled that ball off his foot in the game against San Francisco on Wednesday. He left the game early, but was fine even yesterday. So Rob was comfortable putting him in the lineup today. Fly ball center field. Merrill comes in. Now he wanders back a few steps. And he makes the catch. 4 innings for Burgert. He's allowed 2 runs so far. We'll head to the bottom.
ahorrar, vaya a pico.com/manage, explore todas las formas de cómo ahorrar en su recibo de electricidad. Batea Iglesias, que le batea mejor a los zurdos que a los derechos. Y el señor Ángel Castillo en la narración.
Que le cantan el primer strike a Iglesias, que le pegó doble, empujó carrera y anotó una en el segundo episodio. Suárez preparado. Viene, batea de línea directamente al guante de Baum, que estaba ahí bien colocado en tercera base, así que falla Iglesias para el primer out.
El equipo, yo estuve viendo ayer el juego del equipo de San Diego contra Arizona. Acaban de terminar una serie bien complicada con Arizona, donde dividieron, ganaron dos los Padres y ganaron dos el equipo de Arizona, pero ellos tuvieron que utilizar muchísimo su bullpen. Ayer lanzaron todos los buenos lanzadores de ellos, incluyendo Morejón, que va al juego de las estrellas.
Que le cantan el primer strike a Cronenworth. Fue ponchado en el segundo episodio. Suárez preparado. Viene. Strike cantado, bonita la curva en la esquina de adentro. La efectividad de Ranger iniciando el juego de hoy, 1.99. Es la tercera mejor en Grandes Ligas entre lanzadores con un mínimo de 75 entradas. Esta temporada es la tercera vez en su carrera. Strike tirándole el tercero. Fuera de ahí, señor Cronenworth. Con solo 3 lanzamientos se lo lleva aquí ponchado, sí, su número 3. Este año es el tercero en la carrera de Ranger Suárez que él logra tener efectividad debajo de 2 luego de 12 aperturas. El año pasado, en sus primeras 12 aperturas, tiró 74 entradas de 14 carreras, 1.70 de efectividad, y más atrás, en el 2021, cuando el equipo finalmente lo movió a tiempo completo a la rotación, en sus primeras 12 aperturas, 65 entradas y 2/3 de 11 carreras, 1.51 de efectividad. Aquí tiene un strike en la cuenta Díaz, el picheo es alto, así que es la tercera vez que él logra tener efectividad debajo de 2 luego de 12 aperturas. Hoy en día, eso es muy difícil de hacer.
Casi imposible.
Y pellizca la bola, está en el hoyo Díaz.
Ranger solamente una de las 3 carreras por el error en tiro a primera después del toque de bola, solamente una de las 3 carreras fue limpia y su efectividad está en 2.01 en estos momentos.
En 1-2 la cuenta para Elías Díaz, retirado por la vía 63 en el segundo inning, pero empujó carrera. Aquí conecta un elevado al jardín derecho, allá le está esperando y la atrapa Castellanos para terminar la entrada. De 1, 2 y 3 es el primer inning en orden que retira
Are the ones that did
The
that.
Cobra.
Yeah, did that interview
Shane and the Cobra.
with Chase.
Sean and the Cobra.
JT leads it off as we go to the top of the fifth inning. 3-2. Padres up. JT lines one into left field, base hit. Yeah, that'll bring Bryson Stott up.
Yeah, JT jumps all over the slider. He punched out on the slider earlier in this evening, but he jumps all over that slider, stays in the middle of the plate. Good start for the Fightins.
Bet365 gives us the odds for Brandon Marsh to get a base hit in his next at bat. Two.
It just seems that Bryson's just a little bit in between as far as his timing is concerned. Kind of moving around in the box after his swing. That's usually not his style of hitting.
Got off to such a good start in the month of April. He had 314 in April.
I mean, again, unbelievable alignment here with Machado almost on the pull side at shortstop with 2 strikes.
That one's pulled out to right center field. Tatis coming on. He can't make the play. He gets it on one hop. Throws off balance to second. And Bogarts with a near split for the force out.
I mean, this is one of the toughest base running plays that you have as a base runner between first and second, because you just don't know if this ball is going to be caught or not. And
That's
he had to freeze.
Glacius. I said Bogarts. Glacius at second base.
Yeah, I mean, a nice job by everybody. I mean, everybody did everything right. There's a heck of a play, athletic play by Tatis Jr., and Berger's pretty happy about that. That's your Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Yeah, Glacius with an unbelievable first base move at second base. Brandon Marsh takes his strike, 0-1.
Yeah, it's really a bummer there for Stott and
really
for the
is.
Phillies. I mean, it ends up being a fielder's choice and force out, and he doesn't get the knock.
Line to left field. It's right at Sheets, who has to then come in and make the catch. The ball almost looked like it died. It started slicing away from him.
Well, he's not a defensive expert out there, and he doesn't play a ton of left field, and this ball was slicing away from him, but he made the proper adjustment there at the end. He was playing him on the line. Kind of comes back in and snags it. Didn't look real comfortable making that play, but he made it.
Now 2 outs, and Trey Turner's coming up. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded to second base. He's flied out to center.
And one of the things that Trey Turner's done really well for most of the season is staying on the plate, not swinging at pitches or off the plate. When he's going poorly, he seems to be a little bit more aggressive outside the zone, and you're seeing some of that over the last couple of
nights. Job of staying off that pitch.
Scott will be off and running on this pitch. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Matsui starting to warm up in the bullpen. 81 pitches for Bergert. His first start since coming off the injured list. He wasn't on for all that long. There it goes. Pitch outside, ball 4. And here comes Mike Schilt. And this is why he's going to make a pitching change, because of what Schwarber did in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, got a fastball right down Broadway, and he knew exactly what to do with it. Drives it out of the ballpark. He likes it here at Petco and picks up another home run.
Well, Mike Schilt is out to the mound. He's already signaled to the pen. It's our Nissan call to the pen. We'll be back right after this. Matsui's the new pitcher for the Padres. He's facing Schwarber with runners on first and second. Schwarber homered his last time up. Got a pitch outside, 1-0.
He's not really all that dominant against left-handers, probably because his split is a better pitch than his slider. Can't really get those guys out with it. The split's a pretty good one. He has some deception to his delivery. And he'll delay it sometimes at the top of his delivery just to mess with your timing. Crafty left-hander, but again, someone that the Phillies can do some damage on, especially Schwarber, who's good against lefties.
Breaking ball, it's in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last 5 games for Matsui, he's allowed 4 home runs.
He's the one guy in their bullpen who has a fairly high ERA compared to the rest of the guys.
They put him in high leverage situations. He's inherited 27 runners this year. But of those 27, 11 have scored. That's a lot. And as Ruben mentioned, Kyle Schwarber has feasted on left-handed pitching this year. With an OPS of 1.137.
Yep.
Two and two. There's the splitter.
Like I said, he's got a little bit of funk to his delivery. Sometimes when he goes see his head rocking, doing a lot of stuff. Sometimes he'll actually have a leg lift where it's really long just to mess with your timing.
Runners will be off with the count 3-2.
Again, he throws that split and he almost never throws it for a strike. It's almost a swing strike. That's when he gets hitters who are aggressive to swing over it. Really tough to be disciplined on it, though, because sometimes you just don't pick it out of his hand.
Excellent speed on the base paths for the Phillies. Runners go inside, ball 4. And now the bases are loaded for Bryce Harper.
They're really good at bat. Good discipline by Schwarber and making him throw strikes.
Well, the other day, on Wednesday, Harper certainly was our Grillo's pickle.
Base hits in a game, which is the left side of the field. Hopefully he can have that same approach here. Looks like he's going to have a lot of space to work with the way they're set up in the outfield.
Yeah, Phillies have good speed at third, good speed at second base. Kyle Schwarber is one of the better base runners for them. He's over at first. And a meeting on the mound just to kind of go over what they want their strategy to be against Bryce. As we mentioned, Bryce went down on strikes his first 2 times up, once looking and once swinging.
Yeah, certainly a huge spot in the game here, and hopefully Bryce can have that same approach he took in that last game in San Francisco and just stay through the middle of the field. When he does that and he stays on balance, he's tough to beat.
Boeing warming up in the bullpen. But again, Matsui's got to face Harper and Bohm. The bases are loaded. 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning. 1-run game. That one's pulled on one hop over to first base. Arise is sprinting to the bag, and he wins the race to the bag. And the side is retired. Phillies leave him loaded here in the 5th. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Major League games. He was such a sweet man. I remember it was last spring training. I believe it was last spring training when the Phillies honored him in Clearwater, and was just a super individual.
Very close to the family. My dad and Lee were very friendly and very close. See, Paul Breen and his son wrote in the Inquirer wrote a beautiful piece on him.
Yeah, Matt did. If anybody gets a chance to see it, he managed the Phillies in '87, in '87, '88, and also coached for the Phillies. He was part of the 1980 World Series championship team as a coach. Swing and a miss. Came back 84 to 87 as a coach, but he coached all over Major League Baseball.
Sure did. And the infamous rant and rave there in Chicago, that was a beauty.
Oh, yeah. He was with the Cubs as a manager at 82-83. Tatis lines one to left field off Suarez, one out. I was talking to Rob Thompson today about Lee Elia, and I said, and usually if I throw a name out there, Rob will have some kind of story, and I wasn't sure if he would have a story about Lee Elia. And I said, hey, you have anything on Lee Elia? He goes, yeah, I do, actually. Rob was managing the Yankees Florida State League team in Fort Lauderdale. And he said it was, end of July, beginning of August. He can't remember when. He said, I was having a really bad day. He said it was like 100 degrees. I was throwing BP because as the manager in the minor leagues, you throw BP.
Right.
And he said, I'm dripping with sweat outside the batting cage in Fort Lauderdale. Fly ball to left field. Kepler again. And there are two outs. And he said they're playing Clearwater. Okay. And Lee was part of the coaching staff. I don't know if he was managing or whatever. And Rob was a young manager at the time. And he gets up, dripping with sweat, walking toward the locker room. And here comes Lee Elia. And Lee stopped him and said, hey, you really work your tail off. He goes, you're going to be a really good coach in the big leagues for a long time. And he said, Rob said, my day went from being awful to great just with that conversation. Because it's all he said, and then he just kept on walking.
Yeah, and that's who Lee was. I mean, I played for Lee in '92. I went to play for him for a brief time. He was managing at the time the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Red Barons. And I went down there for about 2 weeks. And I will tell you this, Tom, I think that he was the best manager I ever played for.
Wow.
And I could, within the 2 weeks, that's saying a lot. He was just spectacular, and how he handled people, how he handled players, how he motivated people. It's great coach, great person, great baseball man, and someone who will be sorely missed. I know he's my dad and Dallas Green during that era, Paul Owens and all those folks. They're forming quite the team up there in baseball heaven. John Vukovic, all those guys who are very, very close to each other.
Swinging a foul tip. Machado's down on strikes. And the side is retired. Suarez, a 1-2-3 fifth inning. 7-0. And again, it's a nationally televised game. And that'll be his final start before the All-Star break. Jeremiah Estrada will take over here in the top of the 6th inning, as Matsui was able to get Bryce Harper to ground out to end the 5th inning. Alec Bohm leads it off. Grounds one towards short. Iglesias makes a sweeping play to his left. He is smooth.
He just got Iglesias. I mean, he does that to a lot of guys. That's one thing that he can do as well as anybody. He can really defend in the middle of the diamond, anywhere actually in the infield. He ranges up the middle and has such good hands and feet. Heck of a play. Steals a base hit from Alec Bohm.
And Castellanos the batter. Estrada, last 9 games, has allowed no runs. Opposition is now 4 for the last 32 against him. In fact, we were talking to Rob today, and Rob was going over some of his relievers in their last 10 games. And he's like, this guy has not allowed a run in 8 of 10. This guy 8 of 10. This guy 6 of 10. And Kevin Stocker is the one that asked him. It was a good question. He said, what do you consider really good when you come to those stretches? He said, well, I think 8 of 10 is really good.
That is good.
So the last 9 for Estrada, that's even better.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. It's 64% four-seamers. He'll throw it close to 100 miles an hour. But he also has a split and a slider. It's weird. He does have reverse splits. I guess it's because of that splitter that he uses against left-handers in particular. It's been really good.
Outside and low, 1 and 2.
He also has a very good downer slider, but he doesn't throw it for strikes. It's got good vertical break to it. Tough to lay off of, but if you can get him into hitters' counts.
Swing and a miss, and Castellanos strikes out for the 2nd time. Ball had some wicked movement on it, didn't it?
Yeah, and that is the split. That's sort of been his pitch lately, his out pitch, and it's really tough just to lay off. It looks like a fastball out of the hand. It just dives out of the zone.
2 outs, 2 quick outs. Max Kepler is the batter. Left side, foul. That would have been sweet.
Yeah, that would have been a nice little excuse me base hit. It's kind of smirking over there at Manny Machado. I mean, these San Diego Padres, they play all the left-handers way to pull, especially the third baseman and the shortstop. Talk about a modified shift. I mean, they have a whole left field line to work with. Look at that. That's some space now.
And you're right, it's against every left-hander. I don't think it's deviated at all.
No. A good job by Kepler staying alive as the Padres have a little double barrel action going on.
Yeah, Peralta, the veteran, Hoeing, who warmed up before. In the dirt, 2 and 2. Popped up. Left side of the infield. Machado 2 steps onto the outfield grass, puts it away, and the Phillies go down 1. Suarez has allowed 3 runs, 1 earned. All coming in the second inning. Sheets has had 2 at-bats, and I think he's broken his bat in both of them.
Yeah, really rushed those sinkers in on his hands. I don't want him to get too extended. Pretty dangerous when he gets extended.
The inside corner. His 2 at-bats, his exit velocity on the ground ball to first was 44 miles per hour. And the fly ball to shortstop was 53. And this is the guy that has the most improved exit velocity from last year to this year in Major League Baseball.
It's got a dangerous swing. I mean, he's got tremendous power. It's obvious that they really want to get in on him, try to force him to start early. Maybe that allows Ranger to spin one of these breaking balls away on him.
Fly ball center field. Marsh ventures back, and he makes the catch on the track. That's 8 in a row retired by Suarez. And we talked about just riding the ball in the lowest hard hit rate in Major League Baseball is Suarez, ahead of Zach Wheeler, Chris Sale, and Tarek Skubal.
And really is amazing because he doesn't have, power stuff. He just knows how to change speeds and knows how to pitch, and it's just a fun thing to watch.
Delivers a strike to Bogarts, who has 2 hits tonight. Tonight's the same indication, but he has the lowest exit velocity allowed by a pitcher, 84.1, ahead of Skubal. That ball, that's going to have an exceedingly high exit velo. Cut off by Marsh. Bogarts takes a huge turn. And he has 3 hits tonight, now 8 hits against the Phillies this year.
Yeah, just another base hit up the middle. It's a fastball out over the plate, and he just
smokes it up the middle. No chance for Turner to get to it, but nice job by Marsh of cutting it off with Bogaerts, who runs well, keeping that double play in order.
Merrill grounds one to first. Fair ball. Harper steps in the bag, and now he's got Bogaerts, and he'll run him down. And the inning is over. That is a double play. 3 unassisted. And Morahone, I don't think anybody thought he was going to pitch today. I mean, he's gone, I think with today it would be six of the last 8 games, something like that.
Rubber arm. I mean, this is a rarity. You don't see this happening all that often, but he's out there again, and he's celebrating his All-Star appointment.
Yeah, named to the All-Star game. Pitch low and into JT.
Of Cuban descent, and he's got a powerful arm. I mean, this is a guy who's come a long way and really starting to trust his stuff. Used to be a thrower. Now he's starting to throw more consistent strikes and having a great season.
Yeah, no team had ever had 3 or more relievers selected to be in the All-Star game until this year, the Padres.
It's been a good one. It's really helped them hold this thing together because their rotation's been decimated with a lot of injury.
1-2.
I think they're going to get Yu Darvish back here, but
he's scheduled to pitch tomorrow against Zach Wheeler.
Lost Joe Musgrove, Tommy John. They've had a tough go with their rotation health-wise.
Morahone joins his teammates Jason Adam and Robert Suarez. Adams had a fantastic year. 2-2 to Real Muto in a 1-run game. And JT takes a strike 3 call. Here are the All-Star representatives for the Padres out of the bullpen. They'll have others: Tatis Jr., Machado.
That's why they're one of the best relief corps in all of baseball, and there's a reason for it.
Bryson Stott takes strike one. It's 0-1.
Marlon's been particularly difficult on left-handers. The OPS against left-handers this year is .339. I don't think I've seen a number that low across baseball.
Well, that's pretty low. Ground ball over to first. A rise. Stream your fills when you're on the go with the NBC Sports app, presented by Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. Two outs here in the seventh. Brandon Marsh has flied out twice. Once to right, once to left. 0-1. Machado's asking where he should play. He's not as deep towards shortstop. He hasn't been with the last two lefties.
It's a nasty fastball, and he's really trusting it. Filling up the strike zone with that 98-99.
Staying alive.
Nice job by Marsh of staying alive on that slider after getting the 399s up in the zone.
Swing and a miss. We got him. 2 strikeouts in the inning. His scoreless streak is up to 15 1/3 innings. facing Iglesias as we start the bottom of the 7th inning. Suarez delivers outside. 3 runs, 1 earned for Ranger. Last 3 innings, 9 pitches, 10 pitches, and 9 pitches for Suarez.
He's really buckled down. Just had that 1 inning that he got a little squirrely, and early in the game just didn't have the same command of most of his pitches, but now he's gotten into rhythm.
And that just missed. I mean, that was really close. Here you see the pitches by inning. Two and two. Softly bounced foul softly to the third base side. Tanner Banks loosening up in the pen. Fly ball right center field. Castellanos comes sprinting in and he's under it. And 1 out. It's now 10 of the last 11 retired by Suarez. Brings Cronenworth up. Off the hands, down the left field line, out of into foul territory. Jason Adam is warming up in the bullpen. We're getting to that point in the game where we're in Adam Suarez territory. I think the other good thing, too, I know we keep saying it, we haven't said it as much as we said in the last start. That pitch right there, 91 miles an hour. So velocity has not been down the way it was. 2-1.
He's been really crisp with his stuff overall. Just had that 1 inning in the very beginning of this game, but since then he's been very Ranger Suarez-like.
3-1. And ball 4.
I think Ranger thought that was a pitch that was a strike, but he didn't get it.
Yeah, that could have been a strike.
Could have been.
It's pretty close. Where JT moved his glove initially, I thought it was in the box.
A good man for 2 here. Just roll a little ground ball.
Swing and a miss, 0-1.
Easier said than done, but some of that movement with his sinker, it's a good formula for Ranger here.
3 walks now for Ranger. You mentioned it, he dialed it in. He had 2 in the first couple innings.
And he may be starting to tire a little bit now. Prior to his last start, he'd been averaging like 97 pitches per start for about 10 straight starts. He'll be tiring a little bit here now.
Last start, that was his velocity, which we mentioned it was down. I think it's been average-wise a little higher tonight.
Yeah, a little bit more crisp with his stuff overall. About a mile an hour north of where he was his last start on each pitch.
Here's the average tonight. So, yeah, the 4-seamer and the sinker are averaging 91. One ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. 5 strikeouts for Suarez. And now Fernando Tatis will be the batter.
Just another beautiful changeup here. Rushed him a little fastball in early in the count. Made him think about that one, and then he just turns it over.
Off the hands. That's going to bloop into left center field. And Cronenworth's going to speed over to third. The throw goes into second. And now first and third with 2 outs. That might be it for him. With the rise coming up. And here comes Rob Thompson.
Yeah, Ranger's not all that happy. He wants to stay in there against the Rise. He's had some success with him, but we are going to get that pitching change.
All right, so that'll be it for Ranger Suarez. He goes 6 2/3 tonight. He'll leave with a couple of base runners, and we'll be back. Secure standing room only access to all 16 August home games for just $125. It includes the fan favorite Toyota Phillies Alumni Weekend. Visit Phillies.com to purchase the pass today while supplies last. Tanner Banks is the new pitcher for the Phillies. He's on to face Luis Arraez with 2 runners on base. Those 2 runners are Rangers' responsibility. So Banks will get these inherited runners. His 39th game, his ERA 3.12. He's had 12 inherited runners so far. Unfortunately, only 4 haven't scored. So 8 have scored. He delivers a strike. It's 0-1.
Yeah, not a great ratio there, but he's entering this game with a postseason best, with a season best 7 straight scoreless appearances. So he's been throwing the ball well.
Opposite way on one hop. Flag down by Alec Boehm. He thought about going to second, but instead, with the Rise not really running, he's able to get it over to first in time. Nice job by Tanner Banks. hits. That's the most in the National League.
Yeah, really funky delivery. Short arm, and he's throwing a ton of sliders and changeups. Not going to throw a whole lot of fastballs.
We'll start it with the top of the order. Trey Turner leads it off.
Milwaukee, he's got 20 walks, so got to stay in the strike zone on him.
One ball and one strike.
See how short, he almost throws like a catcher would throw back, trying to throw somebody out at second base.
There's that wicked slider.
Yeah, and again, he doesn't really throw it for strikes, but a lot of guys swing and miss at it because they just can't see it all that well out of his hand. They're showing you that delivery. Look how short he is back there. Like a shortstop.
It's now 3-2. He's second in the National League in holds. Actually, second in all Major League Baseball in holds with 22.
He can run on them, so it's so important to get these guys on base somehow.
3-2. Old foul.
And he's not going to give in. I mean, he's one of those guys that's not going to throw a fastball unless he's ahead in the count for a chase. Sort of relying on all those off-speed pitches, the changeup and the slider.
There's ball 4. That just missed. Turner looked back at one moment. So he's aboard. As Ruben said, you can run. Time for your Stump the Fans trivia question answer, brought to you by FanDuel. Which Phillies player holds the franchise record for fewest games to 30 home runs in a season?
I'll just say Ryan Howard.
All right, Ryan Howard is your guess. Jim Thome, 82 games in 2004. Good boy, Jimmy.
Now, I do not know whether or not Turner will be aggressive here, especially with these two guys coming up. I don't want to take a chance of getting thrown out, but he can run on him.
By the way, Ryan Howard is second in that category. Took him 86 games.
That was close. But no cigar.
Took Mike Schmidt 87 games in 1979. Chuck Klein, it took 89 games. One ball, no strikes to Schwarber. Popped up shallow center field. Merrill is in, and he makes the catch. We had one away. Bryce Harper, the batter.
Yeah, Trey Turner sort of started and stopped just before that ball was delivered to the plate. Looks like he's trying to get the timing to grab a bag.
Yeah, the opposition's only been caught 8 times when Adam is on the mound. 58 of 66 in his career. Outside corner, 0-1. Harper is 0 for 3. Turner inches off a little bit more. He does not go. Line drive, base hit it to right field. Yeah, the Phillies have first and second with one out.
He gets a changeup that's up in the zone just enough for him to stay on it, and he drives it just out of the reach of Cronenworth. Now it's up to Alec Bowman to come up with a big base hit.
Alec is 0 for 3. He's flied out. He's grounded out. He is struck out. Lays off. I got to tell you, with the Rise playing as far off the first base line as he is, Harper is getting all the way out to him.
He just has to be careful on snap throws from Maldonado, who will throw over there. He is way off.
Outside.
And Paco Figueroa, first base coach, it's his job to keep his eyes on a Rise. As the ball goes through the hitting zone, we're going to have a little chat with him. Getting into some trouble, so we're trying to figure out how to attack Alec Bohm.
This is interesting. It's a mid-count visit.
Yeah, interesting.
For one of the better relievers in Major League Baseball. You know, this could even be a mechanical thing that they see from the dugout.
That's one thing. It also may mean that Trey Turner may be picking some pitches for Alec Bohm. That's a possibility too. Sometimes that's why that happens in the middle of an at bat.
Yeah, there's no jumping jacks like the Yankees were doing. Was it last night or the night before?
Should be a little bit more subtle than that.
297 with runners in scoring position for Alec. 4 for his last 15. Two balls, no strikes. Line drive, just foul.
Goodness. This couldn't have been more than 4 inches foul. And he hit it off the end of the bat well, maybe closer to 6 inches. But,
yeah. Right to that dry spot where the umpires stand.
Yeah.
Inside, 3-1. So far tonight, the Phillies have only had one at-bat with a runner in scoring position. Adam did give up a run in last night's game against the Diamondbacks. He threw 24 pitches.
A really big pitch here. 3-1 count, and Alec Bohm's got to be looking for something out over the plate. Try to drive into a gap somewhere.
(3-1) is shot the other way. A base hit it to right field. Turner's around third. They're going to hold him. Well, the bases are loaded with one man down, and Castellanos is coming up.
And the ball was hit like on a semi-line, so Turner had a little bit of a late break on this ball, and you see him sort of making faces on this. The ball was hit on the line, and I think he froze a little bit before taking off. Yep, he sure did. To make sure the ball was down with Tatis throwing arm, you just got to be careful, and that's what Dusty Wathan decided to be a little bit more cautious here with Castellanos now hitting.
So the bases are loaded for Castellanos. He's homered already today. He's 1 for 3. They play the infield at double play depth with 1 out. Now the pitch rocked foul. It's 0-1.
Yeah, I'd love to see Castellanos try to think about driving this ball to right center field. And if he's a little earlier, maybe it goes to left center field.
Padres fans are trying to drown out the Phillies fans.
He's not going to get a whole lot of fastballs. Now, he might get a show-me fastball out of the zone, up in the zone here. Really got to bear down and try to make some contact somehow, some way, and stay short.
Yeah, the 0-2 in the dirt.
Not afraid to throw that changeup and that slider to right-handers. Particularly that changeup. He's one of those guys who will go right on right with the changeup.
Trying to stay alive. He got a piece of it. He has 2 grand slams this year. This is the one on the 15th against the Blue Jays.
They got a little slider that stayed out over the plate just enough for him to stay through it. Drive it out over that left center field fence way back in June 15th. I'll just take a base hit here. I'm not asking for much.
Walk here. 1-2. Ground ball, foul. Others take their lead. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Castellanos. Outside, 2-2. Capacity crowd. A lot of Phillies fans mixed in with the Padres fans. With the bases loaded, the 2-2 pitch. Checked his swing, 3-2. There's no appeal. Both Adam and Diaz wanted them to appeal.
Sort of started his swing a little bit, but no, that's about as checked as you can get. Same thought process here, regardless of the count.
Swing and a dribbler in front of the plate. Adam has it, flips with his glove, and they get the force out at home. It was great communication between Diaz and Adam. Because Diaz was starting to venture out.
Yeah, you're right about that. Again, another slider. And Adam makes a heck of a play with his glove just to shovel it. It's a play that they work on pitchers' fielding practice, and they work it to perfection, even with the speedy Trey Turner rolling down the line.
And now 2 outs and the bases are loaded. It's Max Kepler.
Adam's been particularly tough on left-handers. 154 they're hitting against him with a 528 OPS, largely due to that changeup you just saw.
Well, now it's time to bear down even more. No balls and 2 strikes to Kepler. 11 hits with runners in scoring position this year. Phillies are down 1. They are threatening here in the 8th inning. And the 0-2 pitch. He got a hanger.
Oh, heck of a play by that guy. Barehanded. No glove. On the line. Impressive.
Ranger Suarez tonight was excellent. 3 runs, 1 earned. Hoping his offense can pick him up. The 0-2. Way upstairs. There's a show me fastball. He never threw that to Castellanos. What do you think, slider or changeup here?
I think he's probably going to go with a changeup.
You got him looking on a changeup. Or got a strike on a changeup in the first pitch. And the 1-2. Outside, he did try the changeup.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to go down, it's going to go down with his bread and butter. It's either going to be the changeup or slider. So important to try to stay on. Do what you can to put this ball in play.
Swing and a pop-up. Shallow center field. Iglesias is under it. And Adam works out of the jam. He worked into a jam and out of a jam. The offense can't pick range. And right now, that's the difference of this game. Couple that with the last half inning for the Phillies where they didn't score with one out and the bases loaded.
It's kind of tough win games when you leave the bases loaded twice in a game.
Max Lazar will take over for Tanner Banks. Castellanos dribbled one in front of the plate. That was the second out. It was a force out at home. And then Max Kepler popped out to shallow center field, and that was the end of the inning. And Lazar delivers a strike to Manny Machado that he did not think was a strike.
He was probably right.
Fly ball right field. Castellanos is back to the wall, carrying well, and it's gone. It's his fourth home run in the last 8 games. And a little insurance for the Padres, up 4-2.
Yeah, Manny Machado has been hot. Hit a home run last night, late in the game, and he gets a fastball out over the plate. And when he gets extended, he can hit the ball out of the ballpark in any place in the yard.
Now, this is his 100th home run during the regular season here at Petco. He's already over that. That's a heck of a catch by that young fan out there, too. And now Sheets takes a pitch outside, 1-0.
Bit of a gut punch after not scoring runs and having opportunities in the last half inning. Especially when you got a guy like Robert Suarez pitching next, who's been outstanding, although the Phillies have had some success against him.
Here's that young fan that caught the ball right there.
That's pretty cool.
I think they probably just told him that it was his 100th regular season home run at Petco. That one's out to right field. Castellanos makes a heck of a sliding grab. He really made up for not seeing that right off the bat.
He sort of made this a patented Castellanos type play, and it's your GMC precision play of the evening. And after a little bit of a late break, comes in and stays right with it, picks it right off the turf. Nice job by Casty.
Xander Bogaerts is 3 for 3. Phillies half of the ninth inning. It'll be Real Muto, Stott, and Marsh. JT will be leading off for the third time tonight. Well, there is Suarez warming up in the bullpen. That is a towering pop-up on the left field line. Bohm in foul territory makes the catch as he got caught in the netting. His feet got caught in the netting as his frame sort of spun down toward the ground.
This really is a heck of a play. I mean, I thought this ball was going to be out of play, but they are all hustling over there. Just make sure if it drifts back, spins back. You see him get caught up a little bit with his foot. But he stays with it as it spins back. That's a heck of a play.
So now 2 outs. Pitch just missed. Jackson Merrill, the hitter. Ball and 2 strikes to Merrill. He had a big at-bat in his first at-bat tonight. A sacrifice that was fielded by Ranger, and then he was charged with an error on the sacrifice. Upstairs, 3-2. Every time a Phillies pitcher throws a pitch of 95 or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. And now the 3-2 pitch. Good foul. On the ground to first, knocked down by Harper, and he'll just take it to the bag, and the inning is over. Last chance for the Phillies as we go to the 9th inning. They trail it by
late and then a fly ball to center field, and that was the end of the inning. And the Phillies, just didn't capitalize another opportunity to get back into this game and maybe overtake it.
Well, now JT leads it off. It's no balls and one strike. And JT loops this one out toward left center field. A late break by the left fielder, and he makes the catch. Well, they made a defensive switch to begin this inning. They put Johnson out in left field for Sheets, and he was able to run that down. Honestly, when that ball left the bat, thinking that Sheets was possibly out there, I didn't think he would get to it, but Johnson definitely did.
That's why Schilt put that guy out there, because Sheets is not going to likely not make that play.
Now Bryson stopped the batter. 0-1. Now Suarez has not had great numbers against the Phillies, as Ruben alluded to, including the postseason. His ERA is 10.13 against the Phillies. That's in 5 1/3 innings. Here it is.
Now they just got to figure out how to get a base runner on there and then make things a little hairy for him.
Upstairs, no swing.
Maldonado trying to sell it, but that was not a swing, I don't believe.
27 saves, leads the majors. In fact, he wasn't added to the All-Star game until Chris Sale, who was originally selected, was unable to pitch because of the broken rib. Inside corner at 98, it's 2-2.
Bryson Stott did not think that was a strike, but it was on the inside part of the plate.
Don't forget, Phillies Postgame Live is coming up, presented by Pure Auto Insurance after this one. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
In a lot of ways, this is one of the biggest pitches of the game. Gives Philly some life if he happens to walk this guy or he gets on base.
Down the left field line, slicing out of play. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Stott is 0 for 3 tonight, trying to get on base. Broke his bat, one hopper to first. Arise will flip it underhand to Suarez covering. 3-1 on a putout. And now a quick word from FanDuel Casino.
No boring seats in this house. Right, Mom? With more jackpots than ever, FanDuel Casino is perfect for a thrillionaire like me. It's a thrillionaire thing.
Phillies down to their final out. They're down 2 runs here in the top of the 9th inning. Brandon Marsh, the batter. 99 up in the zone, 0-1. Phillies have struck out 10 times tonight. They've had 9 full counts in this ball game. They've managed only 5 hits and the 2 runs. Swing and a miss, and the ball game is over. The Padres take game 1 of the series by a final score of 4-2. With the save, Suarez now becomes moves into second place all time for the most saves for a Padre before the All-Star break. Chevrolet Player of the Game, Fernando Tatis Jr., 2 for 3, a walk, 2 singles, an RBI, and a stolen base. And he also had an outfield assist, his 3rd of the season.
Really nice game by Ranger Suarez, and unfortunately the Phillies, same old song, could not come up with the big base hits when they needed them, and it cost them.
Well, tomorrow the Phillies and the Padres will get together at 7:30 Eastern Time on Fox. Zach Wheeler against Yu Darvish, who's making his who's trying to get some innings in before the All-Star break. Castellanos homered tonight. Kyle Schwarber homered tonight. But that was the only offense for the Phils. Padres bullpen 4 1/3, 2 hits, no runs.